Hi, everyone. My name is John Schroyer. I'm a reporter for Marijuana Business Daily, and joining me today is legendary comedian and cannabis icon Tommy Chong. Tommy also got into the industry himself in 2015 with Chong's Choice, which includes everything from pre-rolled joints to edibles to tinctures. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about the 2020 election and the fact that marijuana is on the ballot in no less than 5 states: Arizona, Montana, New Jersey, Mississippi, and South Dakota. First, actually, Tommy, if you don't mind, I'd really like to ask, just because it's been such a weird year overall, how's business been going for you?
Just a little short of spectacular.
Yeah.
It's been quite incredible. Well, I mean, we've been deemed essential.
Yeah.
And I mean, if business was really going when it was illegal, and now that it's legal, wow. I mean, it's gone through the roof. I mean, you talk about gold rush. They call it the green rush. And yeah, I mean, everything seems to work in its favor, you know.
What do you think about the upcoming election? Do you have any predictions about how things are going to go in these 5 different states?
Well, I've been having such a ball. Oh yeah, it's all going to be legal. There's no doubt about it. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to live in the. There's no opposition that I can think of. You know,
Not much.
Who's against it? Who's against it?
So you're expecting, though, that it's going to be a clean sweep for marijuana on election day in
Absolutely.
all 5 states? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Tell me a little bit about what kind of impact you see that having for the modern marijuana industry in the United States.
Well, number one, once they make it federally legal, then the floodgates will open. You know, because right now, being federally illegal, it hampers things like banking. You know, the banks won't touch our money. You know, and so if for some reason it doesn't, you know, if the banks don't, you know, if the feds don't come around and reclassify it, because right now it's classified very wrongly, and they have to reclassify it, and I think once they reclassify it, then the banks will be able to accept our, you know, then it'll be legal. And then our banks will be able to accept our cash. Because right now, I mean, you know, there's a lot of growers, a lot of dispensaries that have huge walk-in safes. And when the pandemic first hit, you know, the lockdown began, there was and the riots and all that started, there was so many marijuana shops that were robbed. Yeah. Because people knew that there was cash, you know, in the vaults, and so systematically they got robbed by the criminals. So yeah, it's going to be, in my estimation, it's going to be legally. And once we get the banking on our side, then look at the possibilities, you know, because right now we can improve our growing operations with bank loans, which makes more sense, you know. The government's going to get more taxes. They're going to be able to, and that's the other thing that they have to do. They have to get rid of these stupid sin tax things that regulations that they have on pot right now. You know, it's ridiculous. You know, some of those regulations, because they wanted, for some reason, they wanted to treat it like it's a sin tax, you know, that somehow, you know, the bureaucrats want to, you know, equate marijuana with alcohol, for instance. See, do you notice that all the bars were shut down during the pandemic?
Yeah.
You know, yeah. Because no, they don't want people drinking. You get drunk, you get sick, you pass the virus more readily. It's the bars that were passing, like in that Sturgis rally. You know, all the bars were the ones where everybody got infected. You know, it wasn't the pot shops, because the pot shops, you know, what's the big risk with the pot? You know, getting it when you pass a joint, but then you don't pass the joint. so
just hang on to it. Yeah. What about have you thought about the possibility yet of entering any of these new markets, if assuming all of them, you know, are victorious, basically South Dakota, Arizona, Montana, Mississippi?
Oh yeah, we're already poised. We're ready to go. We just did Michigan. We're gonna be in all those states. But well, see, right now I got my name on CBD products, and they're selling like crazy all over the place because it's legal.
Really?
You know, and it's not only legal, but it's in Walmart and stuff like that. So we just got I think the second or third quarter, and it was like. It was. We started looking for new houses. I'll tell you that.
Nice. It's really really good to hear that business is going so well for you. I'm
Yes.
curious if do you see a lot of folks that we've been talking to from Marijuana Business Daily have been predicting ripple effects of the upcoming election, specifically for marijuana legalization. So, for instance, like a lot of folks are expecting if New Jersey legalizes marijuana, like most people are expecting it to, where the polls are showing a lot of support, that then that's going to be an impetus for New York to legalize through the legislature.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of
Well,
other New England states.
well, New York is a classic example of where the black market is so strong there. You know, I mean, years ago, you could get that home delivery it's always been in New York. It's always been there. You can pick up the phone, you can order a pizza and weed, and the weed would get there before the pizza every time. And so they didn't want to all of a sudden, get dispensaries, and then they would lose that because there again, it's non-tax, it's untaxable, it's a black market, and so everything was profit. And that's why New York has stayed the way it is, you know. New York's probably one of the biggest consumers. And also New York, the black market is keeping the black market alive around the rest of the country. Because when the growers get excess weed because of the regulations, boom, out the back door, right over to New York. And now, because it's legal in most states, there's no you don't have to worry about the pot sniffing dogs, and so the weed is being transported like they did in the old days in suitcases, on airplanes. You can just take it anywhere you want because you're not going to get or shipped. With the ships. When I was in prison, I was in prison with a lot of UPS guys. They had a marijuana ring going where they were shipping. Was it Federal Express? One of those guys, Federal Express. Anyway, they had it from Jamaica, and it was a steady because the amount that's needed in New York is incredible. Yeah. So once New Jersey goes legal, and Massachusetts, everything that's close to New York. I mean, people can just drive across the border to pick up their legal weed, and New York, they'll come around, especially now with the pandemic, because the pandemic has closed so many businesses. So many bars got closed, so many little shops that fed off that people going to the bars and that.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun, Tommy. Thank you again for your time.
Okay, man. Take care.
Take care.